right, beloveds, this is Tamala, your empowerment priestess, and today is January 2nd, 2019. Yay! We are in the new year. And I wanted to hop on and do a quick live about a follow up for a video that I did yesterday, gosh, day before, about the difference between giving and devaluing. And I got a lot of great feedback. And I really wanted to come on and kind of address a couple of those things. Number one is ego triggers. Um, when we are triggered by our ego, okay, it can show up in a myriad of different ways and it can express itself through us to other people and we don't even know it. Here's an example. One of the people who watched the video got really triggered. Their ego got really super triggered because I was vulnerable and I was sharing information that was about me that probably this person wouldn't have shared about themselves. And it made their ego very uncomfortable, very unsafe, very offended and insulted. And actually, the ego, this person, sent me an email and shared their experience, which I appreciated. But the ego actually even made up stuff on the video that I didn't even say, just to give the person fuel for their anger and frustration, right? So it's interesting. Our ego is a necessary part of our experience. It keeps us safe. But I do a lot of teaching around the saboteur, and that's what I'm talking about here, is those sabotages that our ego will use to keep us separated from other people, that will keep us judging other people, that will have us shame and degrade other people, so that the ego doesn't have to look at itself and say, okay, these are things that I feel about myself. These are things that I judge about myself. And that happens. It happens a lot. So 2019 is all about us getting real and getting clear. And vulnerability is one of those things that's going to make people uncomfortable. And I'm going to be offering that. I'm going to be offering the vulnerability and also the opportunity for you to be triggered if you need to, because that's okay. When we get triggered, that gives us an opportunity to make a choice. Are we going to choose to be judgmental, be critical, to shame other people? Or are we going to choose to say, you know what, I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to choose to acknowledge that this is how I feel, and I feel this way because I feel this way, and go into those shadows that are all aspects of self so that they can be addressed and acknowledged, so that they don't become a burden anymore. They don't become something we project on other people. They are things that give us awarenesses and indications of things that maybe we need to work on for ourselves. That's how we use the ego in a supportive way. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the $50,000 that I mentioned in my video as well, as far as an income, 52,000, something like that, income last year. And I gave away $56,000 worth of products and services. And so I was really delighted about all that. And I got mixed feedback about that $50,000 figure too. I got feedback with, holy crap, you're doing your spiritual business and you made $50,000 last year. That's a lot of money. And for me, it's not, because when I did my, I made more working in the commercial space, in a secular work, right? But for a lot of people that are in the light work, right? We're light workers. $52,000 in income seems like a lot of money, and it's not. And 2019 is when we are going to be getting into more awareness and shifting of the economy from where it has been into where um, spirit and the evolution of the planet want it to be, which is going to be more closely aligned with, instead of paying $500 to go to a football game, we're going to pay $500 to go to this training that's going to help us uh, evolve and encourage ourselves and be enlightened and be empowered, right? So all of that is going to be happening this year, which I'm really excited about. And the other feedback that I got was, oh, $50,000, that's really not a lot. And my answer was, I absolutely agree. And what I didn't know when I set my intentions last year was I put a minimum figure down. The minimum figure that I wanted to make in 2018 was $50,000. I wanted to make a minimum of 50,000, and I wanted to be able to give away at least as much as I sold, right? And I did both of those things, which I'm really excited about. But what I didn't realize was I was fighting through the energies, the relationships, right? I was fighting through the ideas that were not only mine, but also in the world and other people, their expectations of, oh, light workers don't make a lot of money. And I had worked through that in my own energy, but I didn't realize how it still is a big paradigm in the light worker community that, oh, it should be not for profit. And I have a lot of friends who've set their business up as nonprofits, and that's wonderful. But my business is set up as a for profit business. And it's for profit because part of the work, part of the medicine that I am bringing into this time is the shift of funds from things that don't serve into things that do. And so my company has to be for profit because I am for profit. I'm for changing that paradigm. And so it's interesting that even though I had made that shift, a lot of other people around me and in my environment haven't made that shift yet. That it's that it's empowering, that it's supportive, that it's magnificent for us as light workers to be able to make as much money as people who are selling concert tickets or who are doing other things. And it's interesting, once we figure out, once we get it into the mainstream, that sacred work is just as valuable and even more valuable, but just as valuable as someone who makes, $40 million a year playing football, or someone who makes, $40 million selling concert tickets, right? Selling their music. Once we get that shifted over into it also being acceptable to make $40 million a year, helping people evolve, then we will have done something. And I'm really looking forward to that. So next week on Monday, the 7th, we are doing an intention setting at 7:30 p.m. and it is a class. You'll have to register for it, and I'll put the link in the comments. It is a channeled class from my spirit helpers, my spirit team. And they will be teaching us about setting intentions. And they didn't do it on the first or the second or the third on purpose. They wanted to do it after the first week because that gives people the opportunity to think about all the things they want to do and set those resolutions, and then have that first week into it where they're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So that we could get real and do genuine intention setting for 2019. So I hope you join us. And you're free to comment on this video and also to join the YouTube page. I hope that you do. Hi, Marcy. I see that you're here. I hope you are doing great. So I'm also on Monday going to start doing card readings and some different things, some psychic games and different stuff. So I hope that you will join me in on this page and then in the free group, the Empowerment Party. So I will talk with you soon. Bye.